everyone. Happy Black History Month. My name is Kimberlie Wright. Thanks for joining me for Word Up, the class all about poetry, short stories, and spoken word. All right, today we're going to be probably doing some sharing with what we have written for our projects or the lessons that I gave you for the past. However, February is Black History Month, and that means we're putting some extra focus on some of the major historical contributions Black Americans have accomplished, from Phyllis Wheatley's first published poem to the Harlem Renaissance to modern poets like Khadija Queen. Black poets have brought and continue to bring rich, powerful, and lasting work to the field. To celebrate that, I will be reading you a poem from one of our artists.
I suppose he did sound a bit like a sprinkler, but no, it was a snake.
Young people, you have to be mindful of please be mindful of your sound, background sound. If you can, please just keep your sound muted, your volume muted until you need to speak or say something. Thank you. All right. So, do you know any Black poets out there? I think I know a few. I know Langston Hughes, Malcolm X wrote poetry, Marcus Garvey, Maya Angelou, or like some people like to say Maya Angelou, Phyllis Wheatley, and even Gwendolyn Brooks. So I think one of my favorite authors of poetry is Nikki Giovanni. All right, moving right along. So the poem I wanted to share with you today, maybe some of you heard it. It's by Brother Paul Lawrence Dunbar. It is entitled A Negro Love Song. All right. Seen my lady home last night. Jump back, honey, jump back. Hell, huh? Hun, and squeeze it tight. Jump back, honey, jump back. Heard her sigh a little sigh, seen a light gleam from her eye, and a smile go flitting by. Jump back, honey, jump back. Heard the wind blow through the pine. Jump back, honey, jump back. Mockingbird was singing fine. Jump back, honey, jump back. And my heat was beating so that I reached my lady's door, that I couldn't back to go. Jump back, honey, jump back. Put my arm around her waist. Jump back, honey, jump back. Raised her lips and took a taste. Jump back, honey, jump back. Love me, honey, love me true. Love me well as I love you. And she answered, cause I do. Jump back, honey, jump back. All right, that was by Brother Paul Lawrence Dunbar. And if you all want to join in with our Black History Project for today, you want to grab a clean sheet of paper and a pen, pencil, or a Sharpie, a marker, or something like that.
Kim.
Yes?
Could I read one of my favorite poems by a Black poet?
Of course. Give me 1 second. Is it by you, Mr. Rennie, or someone else?
It's by someone else.
Oh, cool. Okay, I'm ready. You have the spotlight.
Okay, this is my all-time favorite poem. This is the poem that, this is the poet that I kind of like wanted to style myself after. His name is Frank Marshall Davis. I don't know exactly when, but he's one of the, older poets. The name of the poem is Flowers of Darkness by Frank Marshall Davis. Slowly the night blooms, unfurling flowers of darkness, covering the trestled sky, becoming a bouquet of blackness, unending touched with sprigs of pale and budding stars. Soft the night smell among the April trees, soft and richly rare, yet commonplace, perfume on a cosmic scale. I turn to you, Mindy Lou. I see the flowering night, cameo condensed into your long black rose of your face. The young woman smell of your poppy body rises to my brain as opium, yet silently, motionless, I sit with twitching fingers, yet even reverently sit I with you in the blossoming night, for what flower plucked fingers long.
And what was the name of the author again?
Frank Marshall Davis.
Thank you. Okay, that was Flowers of Darkness. That was really great.
Yes.
It was so intricate and detailed with some of the wording that I want to go back and read it on my own. So that's what I'm gonna do.
And this is from a book called I Am the Darker Brother. I'm pretty sure some of y'all have come across this over the years.
Okay.
Yeah.
I am the Darker Brother. Thank you so much, Mr. Wright, for sharing that.
Yeah, may I read
Thank
one
you.
by one of the old Negro spirituals? Everybody pretty much will know them.
Hold on 1 second. I'm so sorry. Mr. Wright, are you finished speaking?
He turned off his mic.
Yes, sir, I'm finished.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Give me 1 second, Miss McGee. All right, you have the spotlight.
Well, this is from an old Negro spiritual that we all know a little bit about, but it says, I thank God I'm free at last. I've got a book by the Black
Poet.
and it says, free at last, free at last. I thank God I'm free at last. Free at last, free at last. I thank God I'm free at last. Way down yonder in the graveyard walk, I thank God I'm free at last. Me and my Jesus going to meet and talk. I thank God I'm free at last. On my knees when I delight pass by, I thank God I'm free at last. Thought my soul would arise and fly. I thank God I'm free at last. Some of these mornings bright and fair, I thank God I'm free at last. Gonna meet my Jesus in the middle of the air. I thank God I'm free at last. That's old Negro spirituals. They didn't say who the author was. It's just folk seculars.
I've actually heard that poem before. A lot of the stanzas or the lines came back to my head when you actually read.
I have that book.
Okay. Good job. Good job. Any of you have pieces to share from our lessons that we had from Hi Melody? Do you all have any lessons to share? I love your head wrap, Miss Tara. Can't hear you, sorry.
Like my earrings too.
Yeah, you look so beautiful.
Thank you. I'm trying to get in the mood for it this afternoon. I wrapped it today because you know it never works the same way twice. So I'm like, it's done. I'm gonna leave it alone for this afternoon. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, sorry. So we had some prompts from last week that I gave you all. Anybody wrote anything from the prompts?
Yes, I did.
Who was that speaking?
This is Vicky.
Oh, okay.
You told us to write about objects encountered in a dream, and I wrote a poem about that.
Okay.
And I think this is all about when you're falling off of a cloud, when you're dreaming, but it's called Midnight Sky. Suddenly awakened from a deep velvet sleep, sitting on a sheepskin tan colored cloud, silver stars shooting through a universe deep, with asteroids blazing and hitting metallic gray rocks so loud. I began falling from the midnight sky, floating on a dream-filled shout, "Watch out! Watch out! Watch out!" Suddenly, I awakened before hitting the ground, grabbing the mattress and sheets without making a sound.
Okay.
Nice.
That's really good. Why you smiling so hard? Did you take yourself back there?
I've fallen off asleep. I've fallen off a cloud in the middle of the night sometimes, and you're just like clutching and grabbing, and you're really shouting. But when you look around, nobody heard you say anything. You were shouting in your dream. And,
That was really good. I miss
Wow.
Anita.
Hello.
Hi, everybody.
Hi. Dark.
Oh.
A little bit more light.
Okay, Miss Pamela, Miss Sharon Hartnett, everybody. So I would like to share another poem by Miss Gwendolyn Brooks. Gwendolyn Brooks is a short
Oh,
poem
yeah.
called We Real Cool.
I know that one.
Yeah. The pool players, 7 at the Golden Shovel. We real cool. We left school. We lurk late. We strike straight. We sing sin. We thin gin. We jazz June. We die soon.
Yep, I know that one. I had the wonderful pleasure of meeting Gwendolyn Brooks in New Jersey.
That's
Yeah.
nice. Okay.
And Hakeem Madhubuti too.
Okay, that's really good. A lot of culture stuff going on certain times and eras in life. So, does anybody have any other poems to share that you just wrote, or?
I have a poem. It doesn't have a name.
It does not?
It does not have a name.
So let
I think
me.
that should be the name of it. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, go for it.
Roses and hearts are red, as they significantly represents Valentine's Day. As my heart beats, I think of you all the way. As the blood runs deep within my soul, you are the one that keeps me whole. Let it be known that you are the one that makes my heart turns to gold. What is that? I don't know if that's a poem, but that's just some words I'm thinking about. That's
Actually,
what this stuff comes everywhere.
it had a really poetic flow and some rhyming ends. It doesn't even have to rhyme, but it really sounds really good.
Well, thank you very much.
Sound like you meant that thing.
That's what I said. It sounded like it really
It was
came
good.
from my soul. I could feel it myself.
I have some more. I have a lot of them. I
Yeah.
told them scattered everywhere, so that's one. I just leave it there. Thanks.
Well, don't be shy, because sometimes you like stay in the background, but you do have a lot to offer us, to inspire us, and to actually, I felt that poem in my heart. So keep it coming.
Thank you very much.
All right. So if you are still finding works, it's fine, but are you all ready to go on to the project with the paper and the pen? All right, we're gonna move right along. So what we are making today is in honor of Black History Month. I'm just gonna spotlight my video so you'll be able to see. I'm gonna bring my piece closer. What I would like for you all to create is a Black History quilt, and the quilt is going to have a picture in the center that will have something. The picture will represent what you, an experience that you had as it pertains to Black culture. It could be something going on in church, a family reunion, a dinner, anything about your Blackness or being around Black people that you just want to express. So it can be in celebration or in the struggle. It's your choice. Since I have a regular 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, you can just find something like a rectangle to make for your center page, so to speak, a center block for the quilt. This is going to be the quilt. All right. So what you want to do, if you have a larger piece of paper, then you can find some type of shape that's a rectangle that will suffice for the size paper that you have to have proportion. What I'm going to do is just fit this picture, this 4x6 picture in the center of this page as best I can, and go ahead and trace the actual rectangle out. And as you can see, looks like that. And from there, I'm gonna go ahead and draw from each corner of the rectangle out to the corner of the page 4 lines. So I have a ruler to accomplish that. I'm gonna line it up, and I think I'm just gonna go ahead and do that quickly with my marker so that it will be visible. I didn't want to take the marker around the front side of that picture so as to not get a marker on the picture. And so this won't take that long, just to give you the step-by-step instructions on how to create the quilt. And you want to, you know, make your best marks and go as neat as you can so that you can use this as an art piece to frame, or use it as a gift to give to someone this year. You can also still frame it and give it as a gift. Now that I've drawn this, it looks like a box, the inside of a box, or like a room. So we just have to continue to add a few squares. And so far, this is what I have. This looks like a back wall, the ceiling, the side walls, and the floor. However, it's going to become a quilt as we continue to make our squares. Since I have this large ruler, this wide ruler, I'm going to just make a square here in the center, just like that. Sorry, just like this. So I'm going to center that out around each side of the block. So this is one side, and I'm going to continue that on the top and the sides of the entire piece, trying to level it out, you know, eye it instead of actually measuring it. If you have to measure it to make it be more precise for yourself, feel free. So being that it's a quilt, you know, it doesn't have to be so precise for me. It can have some natural imperfections to make it raw. So I just wanted to go through that so you can see how that's going to look, although I already pre-made one. So it just didn't take that long. All right, the next thing you want to do is probably have some crayon or coloring pencils. So I'm just gonna pour a few of these out, just the colors that I want to use. This is good. All right. Sometimes I like to really use Prismacolor. Prismacolor has like more of an oil base, but it doesn't matter what color pencil you use or crayon. But you know, as far as the quilt, I think we have 3, 6, 9, 12. So you might want to have probably like 12 colors to have an array of colors, or whatever your color scheme is for your quilt. You know, you want to do that. You might go monochromatic with one color, but different shades of, maybe you might do 12 shades of blue or 12 shades of red. I'm not really sure. Maybe you might use colors that represent Black History Month, red, black, and green, you know. All right. So what you want to do next is use certain things that have texture And I'm gonna get a green pencil first. You wanna use certain things that have texture. It could be anything. And I know you might be thinking, because I have this rubber plate, that you may not be able to find anything. But I'm just gonna go through about 3 things that you can use to have texture for your quilt. So the first thing I'm gonna do is put this below the paper and color a shade out the block that I really want this texture. Where I want the texture to be, shading in one block and trying to shade it in as even as possible. Staying in the black line and pressing down. If you're using a thicker paper, you might have to press down a little harder. Like right now I have cardstock, but if you use something like typing paper, then your design will probably come out more fluid, more smoothly, or more easily. So I try to color one way so that the lines or the actual color won't look like chicken scratch. So this is my first blend over a design. So something simple that you can get if you feel like you can't find anything like that. I opted to get, how about a shoe? So I'm gonna use the bottom of the shoe where we always have these different prints. I've seen on some of those forensic shows where people get caught because their shoe prints, they have these unique shoe prints that they found in the ground or something like that, but you can get a print from that. I'm gonna use another shade, probably orange this time. I'm gonna lay my paper down on the shoe and just color another space, so to speak. And I'm just gonna do about 4 of these and give you the rest of the instructions for the project. And because of my lighting, you may or may not be able to see some of these designs, but I am able to see them really well here. All right, so this is this piece. As you can see, it has like some little bullets or something there. Another piece that I thought would be, and don't forget, you can use several shoes in your home because different shoes have different patterns on them. I have a few more shoes, but I just want to give you a few more ideas of something you can use. Anything in your home that has texture is really what you can use. So my beautiful manager gave me this as a gift. I'm going to use that and see how it rolls, how it rocks. All right, if I can get a place that'll cover the whole piece. Actually, this piece is a K, and it has these beads all over it. So you can just, be creative and experiment and try anything you like. This is creating your quilt. And if you want to choose your colors beforehand, I'm just randomly picking out different colors. You want to choose your colors beforehand so you'll just know exactly what you're going to use. Go ahead and do that. And just have fun with it. I can make that a little bit neater, but for right now, I'm going to move on. I even have this case that has this pattern on top. I can feel a texture on it, so that's why I'm just going to go ahead and use that to see how it rolls. Right now, I think I'm going to use, beside that color, probably red. Let's see. try to shade one way. If you start right and left, continue to go right and left. If you start up and down, go up and down. It'll make the coloring neat instead of looking like chicken scratch going all sorts of ways. All right. So anyway, that is probably enough, but I'll do one more. I just saw another texture on my book end. This gradient here. So I'm just gonna lay that down on the table and do my last square here on this edge. And right now, I think I'm gonna choose probably brown. So you just want to use texture to give each portion of the quilt or each block of the quilt a different pattern to really give it that quilt look and feel. This is the last one that I just did. You can clearly see the lines there. All right. So I'm just gonna set this back up. So you just want to continue working on the entire quilt for fun. And what I recommend is, I guess it's more to your liking as it pertains to what you decide that works best for you. For me, I would probably draw a picture in the center of my experience, one of my most celebrated experiences in Black culture of my life, or I would draw a picture that deals with the struggle about living as a Black person in my life. Also, on a second piece, I would like to collaborate on the picture by writing a poem to go with it, like a short poem or some type of writing that will express what your quilt is all about. So any questions about that? Any questions? Any comments? Hi, Miss Jean. All right, so last class, if you do not, once again, anytime I bring up some past or previous lessons, if you do not have, if you did not write anything, don't feel any kind of way. I know we all have a lot of things going on in our lives. So just bringing it to your attention. I would like to know if we had a person, a young poet that will not be able to be on program for our Black History program. And we already have one, we had 2 participants here that were gonna recite poems for Black History. And one person that sent me the material last night, I will be approving it today. So thanks for your dedication. I see you was up late. You need to take your behind the bed. I just play. Sometimes you got to burn that midnight oil. Your juice is flowing. You might want to stay up late to do certain things.
I do my best writing at night when it's quiet, and I keep the notepad in my by my bed.
Oh, I was gonna say, I thought you kept it under your pillow.
No.
Once you wake up out your sleep on that cloud, then you start writing some.
Sometimes you write something it's utter nonsense in the morning, but
You said utter nonsense. All right, is there anyone out here that would like to recite a poem for tomorrow's Black History program? If not, I'm gonna ask the person that had to omit themselves if they wanted me to read the poems still.
Yeah, that would be fine. I was hoping you would do that.
Okay, thank you so
I,
much.
I really wanted to be there, but unfortunately I can't.
It's no problem, no problem. Take care of your business, duties, your life. Miss Church, give me some of that. What you eat? What you eating? Gum?
I thought I was being out the way.
No, I always mess with people like that. I'm just joking.
Kim,
Yes, ma'am.
is the program going to be recorded and put on YouTube?
Yes, it will be.
Okay.
Yes. So don't forget, young people, that today at 1 p.m., Queen Kimberlie, will be having the Crown and Glory event that I have every year. It's a head wrap demonstration. And also, it will give you a chance to learn different head wraps in case you have some material or something you want to wrap your head with, because Miss Sparkman asks us to wear our African attire for the Black History program. And possibly you might have some virtual events or something to go to attend for Black History Month. So feel free to do that. It's at 1 p.m. And tomorrow our Black History program is at 10 a.m. Please check your emails and the schedule. Okay. Did everybody get the lesson on how to build, try to start building words for your poetry? Is anybody interested in making the quilt? Cool. All right, don't forget, even this basket right here, it has like texture on it. You know, I can lay my paper on that basket. Anything that you can feel, you know, try it out as it pertains to a texture. Anybody have any more
Kim,
pointers? Yes, ma'am.
this is Vicky. I didn't start writing a lot. My sister Diane used to write poetry all the time, and I didn't start writing till you started this class. The reason I bring this up because you said about the words that to build a poem.
Uh-huh.
I was listening to a program and they were talking about a Persian word called Lazward. It's Lazhward. And you had been telling us the last class about how to use different colors beyond the primary colors.
Yes.
And when they were talking on the program, they said this Persian word, Lazward, and it meant the sky or anything blue, and it was extremely expensive in terms of the blue coloring they used back in the days, back with Persia. So I wrote a poem about it, and it's called Last. Don't put me on spotlight. I don't want to be on.
All right, just go for it.
I wrote a poem called Last Word Sky, and it's sparkling egg yellow sunlight, peeking through emerald dappled curtains, through crystal pane windows, dark brown branch fingered trees reaching high toward a beautiful last word sky.
It seemed like they put that word in there that you were saying, last word, sky. That was the word, right?
At first I had like a bubbling blue, and you told us to use different versions of the
different colors. Yeah.
rather than say blue.
Okay.
I said last word sky to try to integrate that new word to me into the poetry.
Yeah, that makes it even sound more eloquent and poetic as it pertains to using different words. You know how sometimes they say, oh, she's trying to use them big words. So that was really good, and I'm gonna look that word up as an artist, a visual artist as well. I'm curious to see the origin of that word and everything.
They said it was a Persian word. I didn't go any further to try to see if it was Latin or anything, but I was sitting there looking at television, and there was a program about Persia and some of the travel. I think it was a travel show. So,
okay, I want to know in the I don't know if everybody can well, I don't know how your screen looks, but I want to give everybody, I guess I would say a place. If you don't want to participate, that's fine. Just let me know that you don't want to participate. You just want to listen. But if you were to press participants at the bottom of your screen, I don't know how your participant list actually flows on the side of the screen, but mine reads Kimberlie Wright, host, then Vicki Bundrich, Bernita Waller, Pamela Church, Ronnie and Jennifer, Shawnette, and Shannon Bird. Is everybody else is like that?
No.
I didn't look on the participants. Let's see. Yes, mine does.
It says my name, then Bernita Waller.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mine does.
Pamela, Ronnie and Jennifer, Shawnette, and Shannon Bird.
Yes.
Okay, so that's the order that I would like to go in. All you have to do is look at the participants to see who comes next. But I was just gonna do a few, a little game, I guess I would say, on word play. You can eloquently say one word for the alphabet, or even make some type of poetic sentence. It's up to you, or it can be just a statement. So I'm going to start with the alphabets, and we'll stop at the last alphabet for the first person, whoever goes through. So for example, I want the words or the statements to be about Black history. Mine is going to be A is for Africa, and the next person would do B.
B is for beautiful, and I wanted to show you this. This is my this is a 100-year-old quilt made by my grandmother. Can you see it?
Yes.
It's more than 100 years.
Is it red and white or burgundy and white?
It's 100 years, so it's really red and white.
Okay.
And it's trimmed, and the other side, she made it both sides. So the other side is blue and red. Let's see. It's blue and red. Can you see it?
What it is, it seems like you have some kind of virtual background on.
Oh yeah, and I don't have the green screen up, so that may be blocking it.
It's just showing red blocks with some grass for the white blocks.
Okay. The white one showed, but the blue one didn't. Okay.
That looks really nice. Is it do you use it, or you just keep it put up, or you have it as artwork?
It's not hanging now because I don't know, you can see some part, well no, you can't see. Some part is raveling. So it's just kind of it's nearby in the den.
That's good. That's good. I really, really love that. I always have loved quilts.
I do too.
Yeah.
They used to have back when people could go to visit her in the country, they would sit on the back porch and talk to each other, you know, girlfriend visits and quilt.
Yeah, I remember that type of thing as it pertains to the chat, talking and keeping on with some type of craft of chat. Thank you so much for sharing that. 100 years old.
May I ask a question?
Yes, ma'am.
Since I'm on my computer, my name is first, then your name, then Bernita, then VV, then Jean. So what would my name come on your screen or other people's screen? Because it's my computer, my name comes up first, then your name, then the people.
Everybody's first name. I mean, your screen will always be you first.
Oh, okay. Well, I know she said B, and you just, you said beautiful.
I have Kim Wright. I have Kim Wright, Bernita Waller, Shawnette.
Okay.
Okay.
Because I come after
Yeah, you're next.
Oh, I'm next. See, that's not like it on my thing. Okay, ABC. Are we on C?
Yes.
Centric, classic. You said history though, right?
It's anything that deals with C that has to do with Black culture or Black history. It could be a person's name.
Okay. Cultural. That's for it.
Okay, culture is good. D.
Diversity. divinity, distinction.
Nice.
All right.
E.
Said V or B?
E. Be on the letter E.
Okay. Who is that, me?
I guess
Yes.
so.
I didn't know. My name is V up there. I didn't know where it is on, like the young lady said.
It's okay. We're just flowing.
E as in Edward.
Yes.
Everlasting. Everlasting life.
F is for Miss Pam. Think black. Think black.
Fat.
What about famous?
Fun, yeah, famous. Yeah.
Famous is a good one. We have a lot of famous black people. And Mr. Runny, G. You have to unmute yourself.
George Floyd.
Oh,
That's a really good one. That's a really good one. I'm gonna say H is for ham hocks.
I was screams.
My heritage. Oh.
M-E-I,
Yes.
integrity, intelligent.
Get my alphabets out.
Or Miss Sharon Hartnett, you had J.
J.
Jackie Robinson.
Journey. They
Journey.
do have a journey.
You have definitely been on a long journey. That's
Yep.
a journey to justice and equal rights and so many other things, and self-love. Whole bunch. All right, Miss Jean.
K, kindness to enemies.
That's
Kindred spirits.
Say that one more time. Oh. Okay, so next was Miss Vicky. L.
L would be for,
No.
yeah, I love love. Yeah, love.
Legends.
Love in their heart. We are very
So
loving.
loving.
Legacy.
Legends.
Miss Pamela M.
Marvelous.
Who is next? Ian, Mr. Ronnie.
Natural.
Roads.
Okay.
That's a really good one. O is for Obama.
Yeah.
P, positive, particular, perfect.
Good.
Let me hear that person, the next person do cute.
Me, I think quality.
Oh, woo.
All right.
Yes. Thank you.
And me next.
Yes, ma'am.
We're universal.
No, we are not on no you. We was just on cute.
To somebody else's right. R is for we are so robust, rich in heritage.
That's true. We are rich. S for the next person. Was it Miss Jean?
Yes. Sincere, sanctified,
Slavery.
sincere, sanctified, sure-footed.
Oh.
Good.
What about slavery? That was in Black history. I mean,
Yeah, that's a good one, slavery. All right, is it Miss Pam with a T?
Tremendous. Hit it, Bernice. Come on now. Don't stop now. Hit it, Bernice.
Tenacious, tenacious.
Tenacious. I can get with that one too.
Turbulent. We're turbulent people.
Travelers.
Transcending.
Travelers.
Travelers.
How about T for Thurgood Marshall?
Okay.
All right, I think it's on now, Mr. Ronnie U.
Go ahead.
Unity.
Unity. That's what we need.
That's
Some
right.
unity. We have to unite.
Underground.
Underground is a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Underground Railroad.
All right, the next person is me, V. I'm gonna say Vicky.
Victorious.
Victorious. That's a good one. Valiant.
Vivacious.
Vegetables. We have a lot of vegetables that come from our culture. Like one that I really, really love, it comes from Africa. It is okra.
Oh, yes.
I love okra.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's not a V, but it's a vegetable. All right. Miss Bernita.
Walter White.
Woo-hoo.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
W.E.B. Du Bois.
Who's next?
Whitney
Me?
Young.
Washington. Booker T.
Yeah, that's a good one. Now it is Miss Jean or Miss Sharon Hartnett? It's Miss Sharon.
Yes, Sharon.
Okay, what letter are we on?
X.
What?
X.
Letter X.
X. Malcolm X.
Good.
Really good one.
Wait a minute, X.
You
That's
can,
good.
No.
you can actually just simply say the letter X due to the fact that slaves or people that out of slavery started to name themselves X to get rid of the slave master's last name. So you could just simply say X.
Okay.
And
X.
that was the letter they took for their last name before they actually probably
Their names, yeah.
themselves or something like that. There were, even though we synonymously think about Malcolm X for the letter X, but there were a lot of people that renamed themselves with the letter X. And you know what? I have to read up on why they chose the letter X. Like, why wasn't it Z or why wasn't it T? Yeah.
Yes, because when you can't write, they say at least put an X there, right?
Oh, yes.
Right.
But was it? Yeah, it was. And you know what I'm thinking? The X could have been simply like, even now on certain blocks, that's what we put in. The block is an X.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna read up on that. So the next person is Miss Jean?
I guess so.
All right, it's Y.
Oh, okay. Young thinking. Andy Young. Andrew Young.
Yams.
Yielding never.
Yolanda King.
Yams.
Yams
Yams.
is a good one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What did you say,
Yams.
Bernita?
Yams.
That's what I said. Yams.
Oh, yams. Okay.
What about? Well, I was gonna say yucca, but I think that's more of a
Is that yucca? That yucca plant?
yucca. I
Yucca.
don't know if yucca is like an African thing or it's more like Caribbean coming from
Right.
Hawaii or somewhere. I'm gonna look that up too. All right, good job. And our last person, poetically, Miss Pamela, is gonna do the letter Z.
Come on, team. Let's hit it. Everybody holler it out. Come on, Bernice.
Zealous.
Yeah. There we go. All that.
Zeal.
Zimbabwe.
Zora Neale Hurston.
Zimbabwe. Yeah.
Zora Neale Hurston.
That's a good one.
You
Yes.
go, Bernice. Zachariah.
Zachariah. Good.
Yes, sir.
Okay. That's really, really good.
Oh,
So
yeah, I'm in class, yeah, huh?
don't
Yeah,
forget,
huh?
people, did it,
I'm
anybody
in class.
have
I'll
anything
be
to
back.
share? We're gonna end class for today.
Okay.
Anybody have anything else they want to share? All right, so I'm gonna take you out, not take you out like literally, but I'm gonna end the,
Mm.
gonna end the class with this last piece. 1 second. And I hope you all join today for the head wrapping demo Crown and Glory. It's at 1 p.m. And tomorrow our Black History program is going to be so much fun at 10 a.m. We have a song that will be presented. We have the Darnell Divas dancing. We have the Darnell Drama Club that will be presenting some type of act that will have to do with Black history. And we have so much more on the program that you will love. All right.
It's the same password. I know we talked about this, Kim, but look here, you know I'm old. It's the same password.
You're not
Part
old.
24.
You're not old.
Yes, I am.
So many people.
No.
It's so
Well,
many.
then I'm dead.
Whoa. Oh Lord, Jing. Oh Lord.
If you old, I'm dead.
Oh Lord.
So here's the link in the chat for the Black History program. If you don't want to look in your email, and,
Hint, hint.
and the password.
Okay.
And for the link for the head wrapping demo, this is the same thing for my class.
Right.
So that's Black History program. It's 757-394-3560. And the password is Darnell with all lowercase letters, #1 with the £. And don't forget, Mr. Ronnie, if you are out tomorrow and you are like waiting around or you have some time to, join in and look, feel free, but don't forget that this will be replayed on YouTube. You can watch it later. Don't worry about it.
Okay, I'll try to do that.
Okay, no problem. So the poem that I'm going to share with you is called The Gospel of Barbecue. It is by Honoree Fanon Jeffers. Sorry, did I answer everybody's question? You know what time the event is?
10 o'clock, ain't it?
10 a.m.
Yeah.
And that's tomorrow. Again, this is called The Gospel of Barbecue by Honoree Fanon Jeffers. This poem was written for Alvester James. All right. I have to stop on that poem because it is like too long. Too long. All right. Anyway, I'll read this one. It's called Ballad of Birmingham by Dudley Randall. Is that the person that wrote that book you had, Mr. Randall?
Yes, Dudley Randall is a big editor of a lot of things, working with Miss Brooks, Gwendolyn Brooks.
Okay. What happened to it?
What's the name of the poem, Kim?
Well, 1 second. I'm so sorry. I just had the darn poem. Oh, Ballad of Birmingham. Ballad of Birmingham. Mother dear, may I go downtown instead of out to play and march the streets of Birmingham in a freedom march today? No, baby, no, you may not go. For the dogs are fierce and wild, and clubs and hoses, guns and jails aren't good for a little child. But mother, I won't be alone. Other children will go with me and march the streets of Birmingham to mark our country free. No, baby, no, you may not go. For I fear those guns will fire, but you may go to church instead and sing in the children's choir. She has combed and brushed her night dark hair and bathed rose petals sweet and drawn white gloves on her small brown hands and white shoes on her feet. The mother smiled to know her child was in the sacred place, but the smile was the last smile to come upon her face. For when she heard the explosion, her eyes grew wet and wild. She raced through the streets of Birmingham calling for her child. She clawed through bits of glass and brick, then lifted out a shoe. Oh, here's the shoe my baby wore, but baby, where are you?
Mm. Ooh,
That's deep.
Birmingham.
yeah,
That brought tears to my eyes.
yep.
What's
Now, Kim, real quick, I want to thank you for this class. I have been so inspired by the haikus. I've been on a rampage writing haikus, and I just appreciate you for awakening that creative energy in me once again.
It's mutual. Thank you so much for joining. And you all don't know how really like word sound is power. You have to mean what you say and say what you mean and be careful of really things that you put out there in the universe and certain energies and everything. But it's really an inspiration to be able to listen to what comes from your mind, your ideas, and your heart. So really, thank you truly so much. But I do feel like probably it's like a mutual thing. I've given you all something an outlet to share with others and to hear their pieces as well. And don't forget, I always say, still continue to read others' poetry. And when you have rough drafted and rewritten and revised your pieces, record them down in a journal for safekeeping. But thank you so much for that. Thank you. Anybody else have any comments? So don't forget to write down that information for our events and continue writing. I wanted to say when Mr. Ronnie said that poem brought tears to his eyes. One time it was last year, we were in class and one young lady, I know it was Miss Eugenia. Miss Eugenia had written a poem and it was like so emotional. It was about, actually her words were something about, I thought it was kind of profound that she was speaking about the coronavirus, and she was talking about her husband right in the home with her, that they were even social distancing from each other. She was like, they had to give each other the elbow bump. I had got out teary-eyed because it was like right at the beginning of Corona. So much was going on. I had got out teary-eyed in class and was like, y'all making me cry. It was funny. So I know like one thing that's always kind of funny too is like, I'm sure you all have looked at a type of film or a movie before and it made you cry, and then once you really got the tears out, you started saying to yourself, what in the world? I'm crying about, laughing at yourself, that type of thing. But like, it's all about emotions. We're human beings, and some things are really touching and gets to you. So thank you so much for joining Word Up, the class all about poetry, short stories, and spoken word. My name is Kimberlie Wright. Have a wonderful and blessed day, and I love you. Happy Black History Month.
Happy Black History Month.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Bye-bye.
Eve.